Please pay attention to this. This is during the Vietnam War, a life and death duel between the legendary American sniper Whitefeather and the Vietnamese sniper king Glass Snake. Today we will use animation to recreate Whitefeather and Glass Snake, the battle between the two kings of the sky. Who is more famous? Note that the video is a bit long, so if you like it, click on the like button. Let's continue. Back to 1966. In a dense forest in Vietnam, a 6-year-old wearing a ghillie suit is ambushed. The direction of the black gun is a secret base for the United States military. It's a place for the US military to play hide and seek in Vietnam. It's been a few days since the US military killed more than 10 US soldiers. It's a time when the entire US military base is in panic. Today, he will continue to search for the target of the massacre. Through the scope, you can see that in the distance of the United States military base, a black United States soldier is playing hide and seek with the white guy, and the two of them are tugging at each other's skin. The glasses snake will focus on the white guy and then look at the button. But at this time, there is still the shadow of the glasses snake. On the other side of the forest, the old man in the ghillie suit is also ambushed. One of them has a white fur on his head, holding an American M70 sniper rifle. He is the legendary sniper of the US military who made the Uyghur afraid to go to the valley. White fur, Carlos Heisker. He is also a cruel person. There are fewer than 300 enemies under his gun. His mission this time is to deal with the glasses snake with his assistant, to alleviate the heartache within the US military. Carlos, they were attracted by the gunshot to search for the trace of the eyeglass snake. During the search, a hole caught Carlos's attention. There are noticeable tree leaves on it. He looked up and saw the US military base in the distance. This is an excellent location. Carlos turned it around and saw another one. I don't know where the hook extends. The width of the hook can just fit one person. Not only can the sniper avoid being shot, but he can also retreat without being noticed. As a qualified veteran, Carlos knew very well that this was the position of the sniper. So he decided to search forward along the hook. Slowly, the hook led them to the depth of the shed. He searched for a few hours like this, and there was still no sign of the sniper. At this time, Carlos discovered that there were some mud footprints on the grass. It was obvious that this must have happened when the sniper was retreating. Carlos suddenly had a bad feeling in his heart. Dear first-class snipers, the eyeglass snake should not leave a trace in vain to let others have a chance to find it. It shouldn't have made such a big mistake, did it? Did it deliberately come to me? This damn 6th grader. Carlos quickly looks around with the scope. He has a feeling that the eyeglass snake should be right there. His brother is pointing at them with a gun. So, Carlos quickly waved his hand to try to climb down. They decided to crawl forward. When they were a step away from each other, Carlos took out his telescope and observed the surroundings. Suddenly, on the field in front of him, he found a number of birds eating rice on the ground. How can there be rice in the old forest of this mountain? Yes, this must be the eyes of the snake. When someone comes near, the bird will definitely fly to the sky and will remind him in time. This old 6 who should die is really a master. Carlos was confused. Carlos thought about it and decided to save the day. So he picked up a branch of branches and threw it towards the flock of birds eating rice. After a while, all the birds were scared and flew away. Carlos was just staring at his M70 sniper rifle, waiting quietly. At this time, I saw the other hand covering my mouth and getting ready to spray. This scared Carlos to death. If the spray came out, their position would be exposed, so they would have to be separated. Luckily, the hand held the spray back firmly. But what they didn't know was that the eyeglass snake at this time was not in front of them, but gently touching behind them. The eyeglass snake was able to sense that the United States sniper rifle was nearby, so he kept looking for it. But coincidentally, the eyeglass snake's foot was on a branch, and the branch snapped off, making such a small sound that the two Carlos in front felt a chill. The eyeglass snake was behind them, and they quickly jumped up. The glasses snake noticed that the two people who ran away were instantly stunned at the Chasam brain. So he quickly raised the sniper rifle and swept in the direction of Carlos's escape. He only bet his life that there was enough temptation to make the American sniper come back. At this time, Carlos, who rushed down from the mountain, was as expected by the glasses snake. They didn't run away, but crawled back from the grassland. He had a hard time finding the glasses snake. He didn't want to miss this opportunity. At this moment, They don't know that they have been locked tightly by the glasses snake's gun. Looking at the prey through the scope, the glasses snake smiled to himself. Now let's see how you run. However, just as the glasses snake squeezed the trigger, Carlos was suddenly knocked by the tree trunk under his feet. A bright shot almost caused him to fall. At this moment, the glasses snake also pulled the trigger. The bullet slipped through the air and pierced Carlos's forehead. The glasses snake accidentally hit himself and saved his life. Carlos, who had fallen to the ground, quickly felt around to see if there was a sword on his body. He found that it was just a false alarm. When he looked back, he saw that there was another hole in the water on the back of his hand. Goodness, it was so dangerous. They were all cold. At this time, the glasses snake knew there was only one chance. He had to change his position. So he took the sniper rifle and went into the tunnel. Carlos saw the figure of the glass snake running away. He quickly chased him with his hand. He used his gun to sweep the place where the glass snake ran away. And the glass snake hiding in the tree was also trying to aim at them with his gun.
Suddenly the sun shone
The hole
through
in
the
the tunnel
trees.
was set on the aiming mirror of the glass snake. It flashed a bright light, and Carlos found the flash. He moved the scope in that direction without hesitation. Then the glass snake fell to the ground. Carlos and the others quickly ran over and found that the glass snake had no sound.
The M70 sniper's bullets are very,
Using
very
the aiming
lethal.
scope of the glass snake was killed in one blow.